of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
We've got 5 games to go before that break, and we better start playing good ball, or we're going to find ourselves, down going into the break. There's no reason for us to be down going into the break. We've played great ball most of the year so far, and we're back home where we've played real well, and I expect to have a good 5 games here.
It is a beauty of a night for baseball. Warm and humid, perfect for Game 2 and grilling out as well. It's Arizona and your Milwaukee Brewers here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Brew Crew trying to get one back, and a couple of lefties out toeing the rubber tonight. Zach Duke just 1-3 this year against Randy Wolf, who has had exceptional success against Arizona, 4-0 in his last 6 starts against the Diamondbacks. So that's the pitching matchup, and you heard Rod Renicky talking about how the Brewers need to make some hay this week. Homestand did not get off to a great start at all in yesterday's loss on the 4th of July. But check these numbers out. Both these teams very capable of making fireworks, not only on the 4th of July, but any game of the year. They're the top 2 hitting home run teams in baseball, each hitting 2 yesterday. So the Brewers have the overall edge by a home run. Sean Markham yesterday, the first pitcher to hit a grand slam since Brad Penny had done it. Not enough for a Brewer win. And Randy Wolf in his last 5 starts, pretty nice ERA at 2.60. Maybe the most consistent Brewer starter going right now. Still ahead is Braun back. He's missed his last 2 games. Is the All-Star starter closer to a return? Being Rock, let you know.
Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By AT&T. And brought to you by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toyota territory at Miller Park. Oh, nothing says a turnaround like a good day on the grill, and we certainly had one here today at Miller Park. A beautiful night for baseball. Earlier today, Casey McGee taking some extra batting practice. He has had a great career against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2 hits yesterday. The Brewers are hoping McGee will catch fire as we approach the All-Star break. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miller Park. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us tonight. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, and the Brewers trying to weather this storm right now. Not playing very good baseball. They're going to have to weather such storm without Ryan Braun, who's going to miss his 3rd consecutive start with a calf injury.
Yeah, it happened on Saturday in Minnesota. He tried to drop down a bunt, and things just didn't work out well for him. But you can see as he's running down first base, he pulls up about halfway. He has not played since. He got taken out of that ball game. You see all the run production that you miss in that lineup, and so Ron Rennick is forced to go with his 57th different lineup here tonight. Corey Hart batting 3rd for the 4th time this year. He's been all over that batting order. Hopefully Corey's going to be able to pick up the slack 2 days in a row that he's going to be batting 3rd. And out in left field to pick up Brawny out there, it's going to be Josh Wilson, making his 4th start of the year and his 1st in center field in his career. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, Josh Wilson has never played the outfield. He was spending a lot of time earlier today working at that position, and it is a very interesting lineup. The Brewers try to make do as they try to win for the first time in this series and even it up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The 2 powerhouse teams in the National League go at it for round 2. It's the Brewers and the D-backs. The lineups of the first pitch coming up next. Afternoon has just turned into a roof closing evening, apparently. Some thunderstorms in and around the Milwaukee area. They've closed it up. The panels are still open, but you figure it is going to be warm inside Miller Park. The ball could be jumping tonight. Kurt Gibson, second-year manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, gets the full-time job this year. His Piggly Wiggly batting order is Bloomquist, Johnson, and Upton at the top. You've got Chris Young, Miguel Montero, and Xavier Nady in the middle. Gerardo Parra, Ryan Roberts, and Zach Duke rounding it out. And that batting order will face Randy Wolf, who is 6-5, an ERA of 3.33. See Wolf already over 100 innings this year, having a terrific season. He has been the model of consistency for the Milwaukee Brewers all season long.
Yeah, had a very good month of June, a 2-1 record at 318 earned run average in 6 starts. You know, his 6-5 record should be a lot better than that. It's been about run support for Randy Wolf. Randy, in his starts, he's been shut out 4 times.
Now Wolf trying to get this Brewers club back on track. It has been a rough couple of weeks for Milwaukee. And a little bouncer from Bloomquist, backing up his Weeks, takes a tough hop, and he gets the speedy Willie Bloomquist for out number 1. Defensively tonight, interesting in left field. Josh Wilson, will be keeping our eyes on him, the former D-back. Gomez in center field with Kotze, or rather Hart in right. The infield is McGee, Betancourt, Weeks, and Fielder. And George Kataris does the catching tonight. So Josh Wilson making his first career start in the outfield. In for Ryan Braun. The Brewers still trying to put the pieces together without their all-star left fielder. Corey Hart bats third for Braun, and Wilson starting in the outfield. And Ron Renicky had a long explanation about why he didn't want to go with any of his left-handed hitting outfielders tonight against Zach Duke.
Yeah, Zach Duke very good against left-handed batters. Duke, a 129 opponent batting average against lefties, but against right-handed batters, a 403 opponent batting average. So you got to load your lineup with right-handed hitters, and that's what he's done.
Ball and a strike on Kelly Johnson. Betancourt under his glove and into left field. A base hit for Kelly Johnson. Unlikely Betancourt was going to throw him out anyway. And the Diamondbacks have their first hit.
Kelly Johnson taking that ball to the opposite field. And Betancourt shaded up the middle just a little bit. The new look. Betancourt out at short. Got the pant legs up around the knees. Got some new cleats going too. Looking sweet.
Yeah, got a lot going on, huh? Styling the Mizunos tonight for Betancourt. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, to pull the pant legs up so you can show them off, those high tops.
That's right.
It's like Johnny Unitas out there.
That is exactly what he did. He's have a very Japanese look to him. A lot of the Japanese major leaguers wear the Mizunos. Hopefully it works for him tonight, huh?
Yeah, my apologies to Johnny Unitas. He doesn't look like Johnny.
No.
Far from it.
Well, Justin Upton for Arizona. Diamondbacks winning yesterday 8-6. Back-to-back games the Brewers have given up 6-1 leads. Arizona continuing their trend as a home run hitting ball club, just like the Brewers. 2 homers apiece yesterday for these two teams. Anthony Randazzo is the home plate umpire. Larry Vanover, Manny Gonzalez, and Brian Gorman on the bases. Upton hitting .296. At this point, he is the lone all-star for the Diamondbacks. And a base hit to right. Kennedy will stop at second. Back-to-back hits for Arizona. Well, the left field position much in the news prior to the game today. We heard from Ron Renicky about his decision to use Wilson.
But he goes out there all the time and shags balls and works, and he's more comfortable in left than anywhere. And you know, I don't want to play Kotze again. He's been hitting lefties good, but I think we're 4 days in a row now, and I don't want to put him out there again. He's got his swing back. I like what he's doing. And Niger, you know, he's been swinging so well against the right-handers. I don't really want to put him out there against a lefty either.
I mean, I like the honesty of Ron Renicky. So you get a guy that has never played the outfield, but he is a right-handed batter. Josh Wilson's a utility player. I'm sure he's going to handle it just fine. There's no replacing a guy like Ryan Braun, and you hope you're not going to have to do it very long. But 3 days is enough. We'll see how long it's going to be.
Wilson was out early. He certainly takes this opportunity seriously. He spent a lot of time with Ed Cedar and John Shelby handling the outfielders and making sure he had the right angles, the right throws, how to play different baseballs. Left field at Miller Park is pretty straight away. The only challenge in left field in this ballpark is during day games because of the sun, the way it comes across through the panels. Obviously, he doesn't have to deal with that tonight. And Wilson is a very athletic player. We'll see how it goes throughout the game, but I think Renicky wanted the right-handed bat as much as anything else. And when Ron Renicky says he's out shagging balls and working at it, that means he takes a lot of fly balls off the bat during batting practice, whereas a lot of players, who aren't in that utility role just literally shag balls. He means he's playing them as if they were live.
No, and when you get at the end of the ball game and you have a lead, you have a couple of guys you can put in there defensively. So it's getting Josh Wilson an opportunity to get some at bats.
There was a lot of talk about Matt Gamble starting at third base on Sunday, and we obviously had a lot of news to cover concerning that start at third base, and he didn't get one ground ball Sunday in Minnesota. As Young draws the walk. And early trouble here for Randy Wolf. The bases are loaded with Miguel Montero coming up. Montero was a big part of the comeback for the Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday. He homered in the fourth inning. That was for the first run of the game for Arizona. And then had an RBI single, which added to the lead in the ninth. He had 3 hits yesterday. Very good hitting Diamondbacks catcher.
Yeah, the first 4 innings, the Diamondbacks were only able to muster 2 base hits, but the final 5 innings, 15 base hits. I mean, so they're picking up right where they left off here in this inning, already with the bases loaded in the first.
Yeah, 2 hits and a walk. Randy Wolf against the Yankees struggled, as he put it, to find his release point early in the game. He ended up going 7. He found it just in the nick of time, and now Kataris is on his way to the mound as Randy Wolf has fallen behind 2-0. Quick trip to the mound for Kataris. This one was initiated by the catcher. Typically when you see the meetings at the mound, it's Wolf calling out the catcher.
And ordinarily when Randy prompts the discussion, it's pitch selection. When Kataris goes out there and starts the meeting, it's normally a mechanical issue.
Got to be careful with this one. And a little flare, that's going to fall, a base hit. 1 run is in. Johnson, here comes Upton, he'll score. And the Diamondbacks with 2 runs on the board quickly here tonight. Montero with his 4th hit of the series already. And already with 4 runs batted in.
Yeah, Randy having a tough time locating his fastball. That was supposed to be away. It ended up middle in, and Montero able to fight it off. Got it down on the trademark just a little bit, and able to drive in 2. And Wolf trying to get that ball down to get the double play ball, elevated it, and ended up being a base hit.
First and third for Arizona. 3 hits in the inning, and here is Nady. Nady has been splitting time at first base with Juan Miranda. A platoon for Kirk Gibson. Probably better suited as a bench player. He's in that Mark Kotze role and having to get a lot more playing time than he probably counted on at this point. I think when you have a veteran player, especially a guy like Nady who has had his share of injuries, you're always concerned about the health of a player who gets regular playing time as a starter. Nady had the Tommy John procedure done a few years back.
Yeah, before he hurt himself, he was a pretty good run producer with some very good opposite field power. 2 home runs this year and 150 at bats.
On the ground, Betancourt will take the out at first, and the run will score. So 3-0 Arizona. Nady drives in a run on a ground out, and Montero ends up at second base. RBI for Nady. 3 runs in here in the first inning for the Diamondbacks. They have now scored in the last 7 innings against Milwaukee. Gerardo Parra for the D-backs. Back in the starting lineup. Had 2 hits yesterday. He was 2 for 5. Seems like everybody had at least 2 hits in the Diamondbacks lineup yesterday. They pounded out 17 hits against Milwaukee pitching.
And all that damage, as we talked about, innings 5 through 9. And that continues here in the first inning. Yeah, a team that hits for a lot of power, but not a big batting average, but they've been banging out the base hits against Milwaukee.
Kirk Gibson getting the managerial position after an interview process last year. He took over the ball club a season ago, and his first year as the full-time skipper of the Diamondbacks. Second year technically as the Diamondbacks manager.
Yep, a no-nonsense guy that can be relatively intimidating when you go up there and talk to him. And perhaps that's the way that interview went. You better give me the job. He's a guy that doesn't mess around too much. His players know what's expected of him. And if you don't do the job, he'll get somebody else.
Had one of the most famous home runs in postseason baseball history as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers of 1988. And that famous call by Jack Buck. I can't believe what I just saw. Gibson came off the bench, hit a home run against Dennis Eckersley to give the Dodgers the win.
And one-legged, basically.
John Shelby was a part of that Dodger club in '88. Still wears his World Series ring proudly from that team. Gibson was standing in that same pose at about 4:30 today, watching the Brewers take batting practice. Just standing there watching every hitter go through.
Well, you can learn a lot in BP. A lot of pitchers do that. They watch a guy and his approach. And see where he likes the baseball.
I remember Trevor Hoffman used to do that. He would come out and he would zero in on a hitter, a group of hitters. He would sit down in the dugout. He'd watch all these guys come through and try to pick up whatever he could from the way they swing the bat during batting practice.
You can tell if a guy's having a tough time hitting the ball the other way. If he is having a tough time in batting practice, you know he's going to have a tough time in the game.
There's another base hit. This is going to bring another run home. Montero, as the throw is cut off, Wolf snap throws it out to second for the out. The inning is over. Randy Wolf not backing up. He took the cutoff throw. The inning ends, but the run scores. It's 4-0. Ron Renicky about at the end of his rope, as he has seen the Brewers give up 4 in the first, and they'll have to play catch up here tonight with a batting order that is without Ryan Braun this evening. Ron Renicky's batting order: Ricky Weeks, Carlos Gomez, Corey Hart. The middle of the order is Fielder, Betancourt, and McGee, with Josh Wilson, George Kottaras, and Randy Wolf rounding it out. It's brought to you by Piggly Wiggly.
Well, the Brewers need some runs, and the Diamondbacks have a pitcher out there that has been giving up a boatload of runs. Zach Duke, a .592 earned run average. He's 1-3 and has had a tough time against the Brewers. He's lost 6 in a row at Miller Park. And his team, the Pirates, 0-11 since 2005 when he starts.
Duke missed 2 months of the season. He was hit by a line drive in spring training. It broke his left hand, his pitching hand. Finally starting to get his feet under him as a starter. And the Brewers are hoping the lack of success, not only against the Brewers, but against the Brewers at Miller Park, will continue tonight. They're going to need it. Brewers are down 4 early.
And Zach Duke started pretty well his major league career. He was actually an all-star in 2009. But things have not gone very well for him the last couple of years.
2 balls and a strike on Ricky Weeks. And a big cut and a miss. Ricky coming in with 15 home runs, 34 driven in. He is second in the league in runs scored. Ricky with 60 runs. But he has gone through some trouble at the plate here lately. Did have a home run against the Twins. Had a long 0-for streak that ran into the 20s. He's trying to get his swing back together as well. He's hitting .277 to start play today.
And maybe one of the reasons why the Brewers have had a difficult time being consistent in scoring runs. When Ricky doesn't get on, things are tough for that offense. Ricky doesn't get on, and Braun out of the lineup. That doesn't spell a lot of offense for Milwaukee.
Carlos Gomez back in the 2-hole tonight. Full count to Weeks. And that one missed outside. Ball 4. There's a good start to the bottom of the first. A base runner against Duke. Here are the Diamondbacks defensively tonight. Parra, Young, and Upton in the outfield. Roberts, Bloomquist, Johnson, and Nady around the horn, with Miguel Montero doing the catching tonight. Well, Zach Duke issuing a leadoff walk, and here is Carlos Gomez. Gomez got an at-bat yesterday. He pinch hit. Actually came in on a double switch, and he grounded out in his only trip to the plate. Gomez had back-to-back starts. Final game of the series against the Yankees, and the first game against the Minnesota Twins. And Gomez had a good night against the Twins, his old club. Had a home run back on Friday night against Francisco Liriano. A home run and a double. He was 2 out of 3. Most of his playing time now coming against left-handed starters. Drops a bunt down right side. Over is Nady. And he gets the tag on Gomez for the out.
Yeah, he makes you work for it even when he bunts it right to the first baseman. Carlos Gomez hitting about .300 against lefties this year.
Now Corey Hart will step in with a runner in scoring position. Yesterday he banged one off the scoreboard in center field. It was a monster home run from Corey Hart. At the time it gave the Brewers a 2-1 lead, and that started a 5-run 4th inning for Milwaukee.
And the hanging slider for Corey went right back through the middle of it with it and hit it off the scoreboard. Need more of that tonight.
It was 1 out of 5 yesterday. That home run for Hart, his 9th of the year. Fielder still the leader on the Powerball home run leaderboard, followed by Bond and Weeks. Well, a base hit. The Brewers will push one across in the first inning. Tapper over to short. Bloomquist will go to first in time for out number 2. Ricky Weeks ends up at third base, and here comes Prince Fielder. He was in the spotlight today. Fielder, the captain of the home run derby, and today the deadline to announce his teammates for the home run derby on the National League side. And Fielder making those picks public here today. And let's hear from Prince on his selections for home run derby.
Matt Kemp, Matt Holliday, and Ricky Weeks.
That's it from the man himself.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Holliday, an interesting selection.
Going with a Cardinal there.
Yeah. Giving some love to the boys in St. Louis. Speaking of St. Louis, how about Albert?
Yeah, Albert Pujols activated today.
That is about as fast as you can recover from a broken bone.
Fielder, a little tapper, got a long way to go, got a chance here, and it'll be an infield hit and an RBI for Prince. Ricky Weeks scores the run. Fielder with his 70th RBI of the year. The National League leader in that category. That'll be one he'll remember, tell all his teammates about.
Not his most impressive RBI or his hardest hit RBI, but a little chopper. You could see how far Kelly Johnson had to come. He was playing out in short right field. That's why Prince was able to beat that out. Once it got over Duke's head, no chance for Kelly Johnson. RBI Prince Fielder.
So the Brewers on the board here in the first, and here is Betancourt, who has quickly dropped the pant legs down to the shoe tops. That didn't last long. After a 4-run top of the first inning, I guess he figured that wasn't working so well. So you got a walk, a sac bunt, a ground out, and an infield hit. And the Brewers with a run on the board.
Well, Zach Duke, very much like Randy Wolf, about command on the outside corner. Wolfie did not have very good command in the first inning, and either has Zach Duke. That pitch right there, another pitch off the corner. Got to be patient with this guy. He will walk you. If he doesn't walk you, he'll get behind and have to throw one down the middle, and he's been doing a lot of that.
Betancourt in his second day in the 5-hole. And he pulls one over to Bloomquist. The out at second base. Inning over, but the Brewers score. They answer a 4-run Diamondbacks first with one of their own. Fielder, number 70 of the year. At Miller Park, Milwaukee. Well, Yuniesky Betancourt going with a quick change. First inning, top of the first, it looked like this. And 4 runs in for Arizona, and he decides to bring them back down after that. Well, the Brewers are searching. They are looking for a way out of their recent struggles. Betancourt plays the hop, and Roberts retired. Ryan Roberts on a 6-3 ground out. 1 gone here in the second inning, and let's hope Randy Wolf can bounce back from a difficult first inning.
Yeah, players are superstitious. You know, sometimes they'll cut their hair and pull the pant legs up a little bit, maybe shave a beard like Sean Markham did. And Sean Markham, a clean-shaven young man now, but that's not going to snap you out of it.
Markham yesterday went 6 innings. He left with the lead, but was not pleased with the way he commanded the strike zone. Said he struggled a little bit throwing it where he wanted to, which is his hallmark. And the Diamondbacks were able to climb their way back in. But it was a big day for Markham in that he hit a grand slam, his first career homer, as the pitcher Zach Duke singles to the opposite field.
Hey, this Friday, fans 21 and older can sample craft beer from Leinenkugels with the purchase of a $36 club outfield ticket in select sections. Call 414-902-4641 or visit brewers.com/brews.
Roof is closed. The panels are open. Some thunderstorms around the area. Got the new roof hotline is available. Did you hear about that? You can call an 800 number and you can find out whether the roof is going to be open or closed, because that is a common request. Folks want to know how to dress. So the roof hotline is available. 1-800-774-8587.
Nice. What's that again? Let me write that down.
800-774-8587.
Nice.
So if you were to call the roof hotline right now, it would tell you that the roof is closed.
What did it say when people were planning on what to wear?
Oh no, it doesn't make suggestions on what to wear. It only gives you the elements.
I know, but they're thinking about it at 4 o'clock. What if you call it 4?
That's a good point. Back is Gomez, and he'll run it down for the out, number 2. See, we used to feel like we were the roof hotline. You know, we come on the air, we always show the roof, open or closed.
I don't think it matters, because it's even hotter, you know, in conditions like this with the roof closed. You know, when it's hot and muggy, you close her up.
Now, maybe this time of year it doesn't matter.
Right.
Maybe we're talking April, May, you know, inclement weather.
Right.
If you need the big coat or just the light jacket. It's a steamy one in here tonight, though. These are the conditions for the hitters tonight. Broken bat out to Betancourt. And a scoreless inning for Randy Wolf. 1-800-774-8587. The bottom of the second inning, the Brewers coming up, facing Zach Duke, and down in a hole early. Had a chance to visit with Dale Swaim, the Brewers hitting coach, earlier today about this left-handed pitcher, Zach Duke.
He's going to mix his pitches really well. He's got fastball. He'll probably top out maybe at 89. You're going to stay around 87. He's got some sink and some tail on it when it's away from righties. When it's into him, it'll cut a little bit, some natural cut. But kind of like just keeps you off balance with his changeup. You know, he throws a slider. He'll try to back foot, and he'll throw a slow curveball as well.
And having a tough time commanding all of his pitches so far this year. An opponent batting average coming in for Zach Duke at 352. And as we mentioned, against right-handed batters, over 400 his opponent batting average.
Well, I would imagine a broken hand is a tough injury to bounce back from for a left-handed pitcher. That was the hand he broke, and you would imagine there's some feel, some touch problems there with that hand, and he is a guy who is trying to get on his feet here for the Diamondbacks. Brewers have seen a lot of him over the years.
I remember when he got called up in 05, you know, mid-season with the Pirates. Started 8-2 with a 181 earned run average. I mean, everybody thought he was going to be a good one for a long time. It just hasn't panned out for Duke.
Against Milwaukee in his career, 17 starts. He has an ERA over 6. As McGee sends one over to Bloomquist. And one man out here in the second inning. Speaking of Dale Swaim, earlier today, Dale finally cashed in on his auction item. Remember, the Brewers season ticket holders were all award winners. They were randomly drawn, and Dale Swaim was out with Tom Savio, who got a hitting clinic today from Dale Swaim. He got an autographed jersey, and we had a chance to visit with Tom before batting practice. He goes, "Man, I'm thinking about signing up for fantasy camp."
There you go.
After the instruction that Dale Swaim offered. So good job, Dale. They raised a lot of money, of course, and the auction was a big hit for all the season ticket holders.
That's the thing about Dale. He can break down hitting to any level. You're talking about, you know, little league or guys in a men's league, and, you know, big leaguers, minor leaguers. I mean, you can get as complicated as you want. Dale can speak to anybody.
Josh Wilson into center field. Young with room makes a catch for out number 2. Now baseball's biggest stars will gather together in the Arizona desert. It's the summer's biggest event. Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 12th, live from Phoenix, 7 Central, only on Fox. The Brewers have 3 starters. Diamondbacks have a reserve player in Justin Upton. Arizona also has a player that is involved in the final vote. There are 5 players in the National League that fans can vote on, and the winner will make it to the All-Star game. That's how Corey Hart made it to the All-Star game back in 08. Ian Kennedy is that Diamondbacks player on the list. So you'll get to see Fielder, Braun, and Weeks at the All-Star game. Fielder and Weeks will be in the home run derby. That had to be a thrill for Prince to be able to choose his longtime friend, Ricky Weeks.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see Ricky in that home run contest. He can hit him a long way in BP.
Roberts takes care of Kataris, and a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Duke. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Subway. Try our $5 featured footlong of the month. Subway, where winners eat.
It's a 4-1 Arizona lead in the top of the third. I'm pleased to be joined by the Brewers Chief Operating Officer, Rick Schlesinger, and we have a big homestand, rest of the homestand for the Brewers, starting off Friday when the Brewers take on the Reds. First 30,000 fans, they'll get a special gift.
Right, a Ryan Braun rally towel. Let's get people excited, and big series with the Reds. They've had our number this year, but 4 games starting with Thursday. Good tickets available for Thursday and Friday. The weekend's going to be very busy here, and hopefully sellouts and a lot of fans rooting for Brewers wins.
Very busy Saturday for the Brewers as well, starting off with a block party and then a special night here at the ballpark.
Right, Tippecanoe Park is where our second block party of the year will be, and it's always well attended. We'll have several thousand fans looking for Brewers and coaches and players getting autographs. And Negro League's tribute game is Saturday night against the Reds. We're going to wear our throwback uniforms to honor the 1923 Milwaukee Bears Negro Leagues team. So it's a great night to honor some of the great players that never got to play in the major leagues because of the color barrier.
Well, it should be a big weekend for the Brewers. Rick, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Telly.
All right, B.A., let's swing it back up to you.
All right, Telly, thank you. As Justin Upton delivers his 14th home run of the year, and a no-doubter into left center field, up into the Loge level. And it is 5-1 Arizona. Chris Young walked and scored in the first. Facing Randy Wolf. That one's lifted in the air to left. Over is Gomez, who calls off Wilson. And there is out number 1. Take you back to the Justin Upton home run.
Hey, you don't want to miss here with Justin Upton. Middle in, fastball straight as a string. And look at the balance in the finish for Upton as that ball goes up into the second deck. Over the club goodwill section out there. Wow. You got to go all the way back to May 11th, the last time Randy Wolf gave up 5 earned runs. He has pitched very well. Having a tough time here tonight.
Yeah, you could see it in his face.
Just doesn't have the command of that fastball. I mean, that's been the big pitch for him lately. Say all you want about the curveball and the cutter, but his command of the four-seamer, they're just not there tonight.
2-0 on Montero. Off the end of the bat, out to center field. Gomez is there. 2 outs. Well, the Brewers just have to weather the storm here. This feels a lot like the slump they were on earlier this season. They came out of it, put together a hot streak, and that's what you're hoping for. The one thing about the National League this year, other than the Philadelphia Phillies, it is going to be a very competitive pennant race. The Phillies are by far and away the best record in the National League. Phillies have the best record in all of baseball, as a matter of fact. They are 54-32. The Atlanta Braves, who are in second place in the East, 4 games back. They're 14 games over 500 and 4 back in the division. Nady, a little flare that will fall, a base hit.
Well, I guess you could say it's a good year to be mediocre in the National League Central Division. When you look at the last 10 for every team in the division, the only team over 500, the Pittsburgh Pirates at 6-4. Everybody else about treading water around 500, except for the Houston Astros, who are 1-9 in the last 10. And you just hang around. You just keep your head above water. You don't get into too big of a losing streak, and you see what happens in the month of September.
That one is hit well. Way back right center field. Gerardo Parra with a 2-run home run. And it is getting messier by the moment here at Miller Park. 7-0, or rather 7-1 Arizona. 2-run home run. Gerardo Parra, his second hit, now 3 RBIs in the game.
Yeah, left-handed batters for the Diamondbacks having a pretty good time of it. That's 4 hits now, including a home run for the 3 left-handed hitters. And another problem with the fastball right down the middle, and Parr did not miss it.
Over to Betancourt, and the side is retired. Well, the Brewers are in a big hole early. 7-1 Arizona. The board through the first 3 innings. They have 2 home runs already. And our carsoup.com email the booth question. Randy wants to know, are the Pirates really a competitor for the NL Central Division title?
Yeah, why not? The Pirates playing some pretty good baseball, 6-4 in their last 10. The only team in that stretch over 500 in the Central Division.
3 games over 500. A game and a half back of the Cardinals to start play today.
You know, over the years, the Pirates have had a miserable home record. I mean, well below 500 in the last few years. They're 20-20 at home. 3 games over 500 on the road.
Haven't had a winning season since 1992. They're off to a good start here this year. As Randy Wolf bounces out. 1 gone here in the 3rd inning.
Hey ladies, go behind the scenes on August 27th at Brewers All Access for Women presented by Associated Bank. Learn more about this exclusive opportunity at brewers.com/access.
Back to the top of the order, Ricky Weeks. He walked and scored in the first inning. The Brewers have just 1 hit, an infield hit that produced an RBI for Fielder. Bouncing ball to Bloomquist. 2 outs. Well, the Cardinals have a 5-1 lead over the Cincinnati Reds tonight. That game is in the 6th inning. Albert Pujols not in the starting lineup. He was activated off the disabled list, but not in the lineup tonight. Jaime Garcia pitching for St. Louis, pitching well. Cardinals won last night 1-0 over Cincinnati.
And Lance Berkman with a home run, his 23rd. Matt Holliday, on the heels of Prince naming him one of the competitors in the home run contest, with 2 home runs tonight.
Maybe Prince had a premonition. That surprised me that Fielder would go with a Cardinal in Matt Holliday. As Gomez strikes out, and the inning is over. We head to the fourth. We head to the fourth inning, and our AT&T trivia question tonight: which member of the Brewers TV broadcast crew was an MLB All-Star? That's a good one. Brock?
On me.
That narrows down our options.
I didn't even make a minor league All-Star team.
You know, in '87, you had a pretty good first half. As Zach Duke sends one to center field, and out number one. I thought in '87, had you gotten more playing time,
yeah,
you had a shot.
How about Telly? Did he make the All-Star team?
Telly was not a Major League Baseball player.
I know that one. So, you know, if you ask that question this weekend, it could change things.
Excellent point.
Yes, it is.
That is because Jeff Cirillo is joining the broadcast team.
And he was an All-Star.
You're always thinking.
We all know who it is, though. Why don't you just say it?
No. We'll wait till the answer comes up. I mean, you got some options there. Still got some big leaguers on the docket. Mark Concannon would not be a good choice.
No, Brandon Cruz, no.
B. Cruz, Craig Kashawn, not a good choice. So we've eliminated those three. Bloomquist right back up the middle, a base hit. So a 1-out single for Willie Bloomquist. Well, it is not pretty, but if you're just joining us, our Jeep game reset. The Diamondbacks with 4 in the first. RBIs from Montero, Nady, and Parra. They got 3 more in the third inning. Upton hit his 14th home run of the year, and then a 2-run homer by Gerardo Parra. Fielder has the only Brewers RBI. The only Brewers hit. It was an infield single. Prince now with 70 runs batted in game number 87. Arizona with 9 hits already. 1 out in the 4th inning. They belted out 17 yesterday. And they have overtaken the Brewers for the National League lead in home runs with the 2 home runs today. The Brewers are still with what is now thought of as a short bullpen with only 6 relievers. Used to be common practice you'd carry 11 pitchers. not too long ago. It used to be common practice you'd carry 9 or 10 pitchers.
Yeah, it was 10 pitchers back in my days.
Runner goes, and Qatar's throw to second is late. So Bloomquist steals second base.
Yeah, went on first move. Randy with a pretty good move to first base, but I guess not figuring that the Diamondbacks are going to run with a big lead. But it's still early. Nothing wrong with stealing bases down by or ahead by 6. And just not in time. Good throw by Taurus.
9 stolen base for Bloomquist. Former Mariner. Johnson draws the walk. 2 on, 1 out, and Justin Upton coming up. Because the bullpen is thin right now, this is going to be Randy Wolf's game for a while. I'm sure that Ron Renicky would love for Wolf to give him 5 innings at least, but at some point you have to consider making a move. The Brewers would certainly follow that with a move later today if they had to go back to the minor leagues for a pitcher.
And you're forced to leave Randy out there, and you hate to do that to him. He's been so good all year, and you leave him out there when he doesn't have his good stuff. I mean, you can really blow up an ERA when you do that. All things being equal, you figure Randy would have been out of this ball game already.
Broken bat, and McGee gloves it, throws to second for the out. Good play, Casey McGee. Johnson out at second on a 5-4 put out. Upton reaches on a fielder's choice. First and third with 2 away.
Yeah, Randy doing a good job that time with the cut fastball, eating up Upton on the inside corner and just not able to get the bat head out, and Casey McGee able to make a nice play, get the force at second base. See the way Casey angles back to give himself a little bit more time to get to that ground ball.
Two gone for Chris Young. Young had the big hit yesterday. He drove in what would become the game-winning RBI. Jumped on John Axford early. Young said after the game he had been doing his homework on Axford and knew that Axford tries to get ahead early with a fastball, and he got one down in the zone and ripped it to left.
Well, and he got a pitch down in the zone too. I mean, that's the key. I mean, if he gets that ball up maybe about 6 inches, I don't think Chris Young's going to be able to get to it. But Young jumping on the first pitch, and Axford put it in a spot where you can get to it. 96 down around mid-thigh, a little bit easier to get to than at the belt.
Another broken bat, and McGee will go to second once again. The inning is over. A scoreless inning for Randy Wolf. Well, the Brewers try to do to the Diamondbacks what the D-backs did yesterday.
In with the crew and the community. Earlier tonight, the Brewers honored the recipients of the 2011 Selig Scholars Program scholarships. These students are 2011 high school graduates who will be attending school here in Wisconsin. Each student received a $2,500 annually renewable scholarship for a total of $10,000 over 4 years. BA?
All right, Telly, thanks. Great to see him out earlier today. Ryan Braun, Nigel Morgan, Carlos Gomez, and we tip our hat to Cecilia Gore. It's a great program, and congratulations to the winners, the recipients of these scholarships. Corey Hart leads off. The Brewers are down 7-1. Hoping to give this big crowd something to cheer about. They have gone quietly. Zach Duke has retired 7 straight. He's given up just 1 hit and a walk. That was an infield hit to Fielder in the first.
Well, why not again tonight? 3 consecutive games that the Brewers have been in. There has been a big comeback. This time it's going to have to be Milwaukee. It was Milwaukee on Saturday. Twins did it to them on Sunday, and the Diamondbacks yesterday.
Well, the Brewers were down 7-0 Saturday night in Minneapolis. Came all the way back to win 8-7. Thrilling game on Saturday, and then gave up 2 6-1 leads over the last 2 games. It happens. And as Hart draws the walk, that's how you get things going right there. The Brewers got a leadoff walk in the first inning, and that walk scored. Now Fielder is up. AT&T trivia question. Which member of the Brewers TV broadcast crew was an MLB All-Star? Dave Nelson, 1973, with the Texas Rangers.
I remember Davey talking about that. We were in Minnesota.
Fielder into right field. That is back and up against the wall. Upton makes a catch. A broken bat line drive out to the wall and right.
Yeah, Dave was talking about that All-Star selection in '73. He was talking about that on Brewers pregame. Quite an honor for Davey. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Got to play with guys like Pete Rose, and Reggie Jackson was part of that game as Fielder. Boy, that is about as bad as you can break a bat. I'm shocked that Fielder hit it that far.
Got it on the sweet spot, I think, and maybe a little bit down on the end, but everything but the handle left for Prince, or actually the handle left for Prince. That was quite the All-Star team for the National League that year. Pete Rose, Joe Morgan. Ron Santo was an All-Star that year.
Dave Nelson officially on the board as an American League All-Star that year. And the lineups for the '73 All-Star game. Look at those great names. I mean, Hall of Famers throughout. Davey was there. That game was won by the National League, by the way, 7-1. I noticed in that game Hank Aaron was replaced by Joe Torre. That '73 All-Star game.
Where was that played again?
That was at Royal Stadium in Kansas City.
Okay.
Betancourt with 1 away. And that one is popped up. Ryan Roberts wants it. Out number 2. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a lead right now. They're 5-1 ahead of the Astros in the 7th. So the Pirates and the Cardinals both leading in their game. St. Louis has tacked 3 more runs on, and they've got an 8-1 lead over Cincinnati. Bottom of the 6th inning. Lance Berkman, Matt Holliday, as Rock mentioned, with 2 homers today. Berkman, number 23.
Yeah, good changeup that time by Duke. He's starting to throw his pitches a little bit better than he was in the first inning. Got Betancourt on a curved ball that was a good pitch. There's a changeup that time, and Casey way out in front.
Ball and a strike on McGee. 2-1. Now, we told you about the National League Home Run Derby participants with fielder Ricky Weeks, Matt Kemp, and Matt Holliday. David Ortiz was the captain in the American League, and he chose Adrian Gonzalez, his teammate Jose Bautista, and Robinson Cano. So you're going to get to see 2 of the most prolific home run hitting second basemen in all of baseball, and Weeks and Cano going toe to toe in the home run derby. How about Bautista with 27 home runs right now?
He's something else, isn't he? Coming off a 50 home run season.
McGee over to third. Roberts makes the play, and the inning is over. The Brewers go quietly in the 4th. Zach Duke pitching well at 7-1.
Park, and tonight's Tavern of the Game winners, the Hilltop in Fenimore. If the Tavern Contact calls the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
7-1 Arizona. We go to the 5th inning at Miller Park. Miguel Montero leads off for the Diamondbacks. He drove in 2 runs in the first inning. Had a single in that first inning. Montero off to a great start in this series. 3 hits yesterday, drove in a pair. Now 4 RBIs. When Montero came up through the Diamondbacks minor league system, it was between he and Chris Snyder. Both were very talented catchers. A lot like what the Yankees are dealing with now. They have a AAA catcher and a AA catcher that both have big league talent, and they're trying to determine what to do with the 2 catchers. One hits a little better than the other, and that was the case with Montero and Snyder. Snyder came up, he kind of won the job right out of the gates, but then as time went on and it ended up as a catching platoon.
And Snyder just couldn't stay healthy either. I mean, that didn't help him. Montero has proved himself defensively.
Snyder is now with the Pittsburgh Pirates and released by the Pittsburgh Pirates after a back injury and just a long troubled history on the disabled list as Montero strikes out. FoxSportsWisconsin.com's Benjamin Wargel writes about how this month new Badgers quarterback Russell Wilson will be tutored by Scott Tolzien and current Wisconsin quarterbacks. Log on to FoxSportsWisconsin.com and read the story. Slow curveball from Randy Wolf. That's the transfer quarterback from NC State. In uniform for the Badgers this fall.
Badgers are always good in football. It's a ground attack, next to none. They're supposed to be pretty good this year, aren't they?
Yeah, fun season last year. Went to the Rose Bowl. Got a Super Bowl, a Rose Bowl. Who knows? Maybe a World Series. Nady pops it up. Long run for Gomez. And he'll give way to Betancourt. Out number 2.
Yeah, Randy Wolf doing a nice job battling out there. It's got to be tough for him, down by 6, but trying to work on his pitches. Just threw a pretty good off-speed pitch, had Nady out in front, got him to pop up. Now that strikeout to Montero, his first tonight.
2 big innings against Wolf. A 4-run first, a 3-run third. Last time out, Randy Wolf against the Yankees looked like he was headed for a short start. He had a ton of pitches through the first 3 innings, had given up 4 runs, but he found it, settled down, and went 7. As Parra grounds out, and a 1-2-3 inning for Randy Wolf. Maybe he has found it again. See if the Brewers can get the bats going. The D-backs doing all the dirty work so far. They have plated 7 runs on 9 hits. 7-1 Arizona as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the order coming up against Zach Duke. Josh Wilson, a ground ball to second base. Johnson takes care of him for out number 1.
Yeah, for a guy with an earned run average around 6, 5.92 coming in. The Brewers have only been able to muster 1 hit. That's it, and that was an infield hit for Prince Fielder.
That hit produced a run in the first inning.
The Brewers attacking early on Duke. Really not working the count a whole lot. They like the first pitch, going after it. And Duke is getting a lot of outs early in counts.
Gutierrez, a bouncer over to first. Lady flips to Duke, out number 2. So 2 gone, and Randy Wolf will hit. Well, the Brewers have a long streak alive that they'd like to keep going. It's going to be tough tonight. But through 41 home games, the Brewers have yet to lose consecutive games at Miller Park this season. It's the longest streak to begin a season since the Yankees went 45 home games without losing 2 in a row back in '96. Randy Wolf back up the middle, a base hit. So the Brewer pitcher comes up with a single. And that'll give Ricky Weeks a swat at Zach Duke, looking for a quick strike here in the 5th.
And that's what's so amazing about that loss yesterday by Milwaukee. A 6-1 lead. Those things just don't seem to happen to the Brewers here at Miller Park. On the road, that's going to happen, but they have been so good and they have been able to win in many different ways. Come from behind, big wins, and just surprising that that happened to them at Miller Park.
Well, here is Weeks with 2 gone and a runner on.
It's awfully difficult, though, to rely on that kind of success at home to carry you to a postseason berth. We're just going to have to figure out a way to win games on the road, and that's going to be put to the test right away after the All-Star break. Got a long road trip to start the second half.
That's going to be 11 games total. The Brewers start their post All-Star break schedule in Colorado. A 4-game series against the Rockies, and then they'll play 4 against Arizona, and then 3 at San Francisco. Ricky Weeks lines one to left field. And it is caught by Parra. He got turned around, but he makes the catch. And the inning is over. Another scoreless inning for Zach Duke. Roof is closed. The panels are open tonight. Got some thunderstorms in the area. And the Diamondbacks certainly bringing some of those thunderstorms here inside Miller Park. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. Ryan Roberts leads off. Wolf coming off a 3-up, 3-down 5th inning. And seems to have settled things down. At the very least, he is giving Ron Renicky and Rick Cranitz some much needed innings here. Ryan Roberts is 0 for 2 on a night when the Diamondbacks have 7 runs and 9 hits already. There's a line drive that is going to fall fair. That's going to go to the wall. Josh Wilson with his first chance. And Roberts is in with a double to lead off the 6th.
Well, Randy got that cut fastball up right down the middle of the plate. Roberts got it on the end of the bat, but able to stay back long enough to keep it fair. A lot of ink on Ryan Roberts.
Permanent ink. Zach Duke taking a ball from Wolf. Duke had a base hit on the second, his 3rd hit of the season. 2 of his 3 hits are home runs. I saw where the Florida Marlins acquired Mike Cameron. The Red Sox had designated Cameron for assignment, and they worked out a deal for cash considerations. The Marlins actually paid Boston for Mike Cameron. So that's a good note for the former Brewer. He'll get a chance to continue his big league career in Miami.
They figure Cameron going to get a little bit more playing time with the Marlins than he did with the Red Sox. Cam didn't get much playing time there in Boston. He enjoyed seeing his Brewers teammates when the Brewers were playing the Red Sox. Always an upbeat guy, isn't he?
Yeah, always. Great teammate. 1-2 pitch. Duke fouls it back. The Brewers won't see the Marlins again until the second to last series of the year. September 23rd through the 25th. If you're wondering when you can see Mike Cameron again. One ball, 2 strikes on Duke. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Zach Duke strikes out. First out of the 6th inning. Checking the news from the minor leagues. Tyler Thornburg named as the Florida State Pitcher of the Week. Remember, he was dominating the Midwest League. They sent him up a level to the Florida State League for Brevard County, and he went 6 innings of scoreless baseball, 10 strikeouts, and he is quickly making a name for himself.
Yeah, the Brewers aren't afraid to promote this kid rather quickly. He's got a good arm. Not a big guy, but has a lot on that fastball. Good repertoire of off-speed pitches and a very good changeup. Yeah, on Fears, we saw him in spring training. Another kid with a good arm.
So congratulations to those two. Well-deserved honors. Don Money's club down in Nashville trying to fight their way back. They got off to a rough start, but they're just 8 under 500 now. They're in 4th place. In AAA, you play the entire season, just like in the major leagues, to get to the postseason. AA on down, they're usually half seasons. Runner goes. Qatar is thrown to third. Not in time. Nice play by McGee to save the run. Second steal for the Diamondbacks. Runner at third with 1 out for Bloomquist.
You can imagine Randy Wolf not worried too much about that base runner. Ricky Weeks doing a good job holding him close. Not a very good throw by George down to third base. Second steal for the Diamondbacks. Bloomquist had one back in the fourth.
That is going to force the infield in. I was looking at the stats in the minor league system. Tyler Thornburg has 9 wins already. If you win double digits in the minor leagues, that's considered a monster year.
Yeah.
He's already won 9.
Well, one of the reasons why it's tough to win double digits, that they're very strict on pitch counts down there. A lot of times you can't stick around long enough to get a win, but he's been that dominant.
Well, the Brewers did get a little bit of good news from Mark Rogers. He began a rehab assignment. He's down in Arizona trying to come back from carpal tunnel. You can imagine that kind of injury for a pitcher. So we hope Mark Rogers can fight his way back to the big leagues. That kid has had to endure a ton of injuries throughout his career. Former first rounder by the Brewers. Came up last year, looked great. Wasn't even supposed to make the club. He was just here to do some testing, and all of a sudden they said, hey, let's give him a shot. Figured to be in the plans this spring, but just couldn't shake the injury bug.
It turns out the Brewers really didn't need much help in that starting rotation. Rogers was the guy that was earmarked to be that number 5 guy for Zach Greinke. After a couple of starts by Estrada did well. Greinke came back. Mark Rogers ended up on the disabled list.
That ball is slicing in the seats.
It's tough to win a job when you're hurt. I mean, it's not the fault of the player a lot of times, but you only have so many opportunities before an organization figures that they can't count on you anymore.
It's kind of what happened to Lance Nix here in Milwaukee.
Right.
There were opportunities for Nix, but it was about the same time when he was going through a ton of injuries with his back and some leg injuries. Brewers let him go, and he's turning into an everyday player with the Washington Nationals at this point, and a good big league player.
Had a good run with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, he was part of that playoff team last year. It's usually the team that drafts and develops that player that gets bitten by later success, because at some point the clock runs out with that player in the original organization. As Wolf walks Willie Bloomquist. First and third with 1 out for Kelly Johnson.
Hey, on Sunday against the Reds, all fans in attendance will receive a collectible Famous Racing sausage bobble, the hot dog, courtesy of Clement Sausage. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com for tickets.
And the crush is on. Every last morsel. Great ballpark food here, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of a miss.
Yes, it is.
We got our hot dog bobblehead today, but he's swinging a pink bat. I didn't know that was the case. The stand up to cancer. He's got the good bat. Best thing about the booth so far tonight.
We received our hot dog bobble at our Clements grill party down at the South Dock tonight.
That was nice.
Yeah, good food. Pete Aschenbrenner, the grill master down there.
I noticed the racing sausages were standing at a pretty good distance away from the grill.
They don't like fire.
Man, talk about a conflict of interest.
I had a long talk with the Bratwurst today.
I heard about that. There they are.
Was trying to figure out what was going on with him in the sausage race. Yeah, that was pretty good. Everybody relaxing at the South Dock.
Chorizo holding a chorizo. Feeding the crew, thanks to Clements earlier today. Now, we usually do this for the Diamondbacks broadcasters, Darren Sutton and Mark Grace, because they enjoy it so much. Mitch Riggin, their fine director. And only Mitch Riggin showed up today as Wolf strikes out Kelly Johnson.
Yeah, a bit disappointing that Darren Sutton, Mark Grace don't feel as though it's in them to show up and to find grill and get some bratwurst and
especially
Italians.
when they called the party in the first place.
Yeah,
they're the ones who basically sent the invitations out.
They said they forgot.
That's not true. Look at Gracie, he's probably had 3 or 4 brats.
Yeah, back in the press room. Yep.
So we do that for these guys, and then they didn't show up today.
Don't bother.
That puts the relaxing in jeopardy for the Diamondbacks from this point forward. Who should we look forward to next? Maybe the Giants guys. They seem very respectful toward
the
racing
In other words, you're
sausages.
saying they're out. The Diamondbacks. We don't do it for them anymore.
How many chances do you give them?
That's it. It's the first time they haven't shown up, though.
I know it. It's possible that word got out that there was a bit of a tense moment. I knew there was going to be a tense moment between Rock and the Brat. You've been very critical of him all season.
He's been bad.
And
the sausage race in the 6th inning.
You two finally came eye to eye, or at least eye to mustache today. So I think everybody was a little anxious about that, and I thought you handled it well. Chorizo's ready to run.
Had a nice chat with the bratwurst, and we'll see how he does tonight. Hasn't been putting forth much effort.
Well, just like the Brewers, the Brat needed a pep talk, and he got one. So the day started in fine fashion in the parking lot with the grill all fired up. Still a work in progress here on the field. 1-2 to Upton. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It has been a battle for Randy Wolf from the jump here tonight.
He figures it's going to be his last inning. He just threw pitch number 103. Done a nice job. Bow in his neck, eating up some innings for Ron Renicky here tonight.
One day leads to the next, and that can be very important for a bullpen. Upton hit a long home run in the 3rd inning. Tape measure shot into the Lowe's level. Doesn't chase the high fastball. 3-2 to count.
Just can't find that consistent release point, and they'll find the corners like we've seen Randy Wolf do just about all season. It's been one of those nights.
Full count, 2 outs. Respectful crowd trying to help him through it. And Upton takes a ball inside. Ball 4. Bases loaded for the Diamondbacks. Rick Kranitz on his way to the mound. The series will wrap up tomorrow. It's a day game here at Miller Park. Got some tickets available. Hope you'll make plans to join us. No television tomorrow, but Giovanni Gallardo is on the mound. It's Josh Colmenter. He's put up good numbers this year. His record is only 4-5, but Colmenter a 3.17 ERA. And then the Reds come to town Thursday. Brewers will have Narveson, Greinke, Markham, and Wolf against the Cincinnati Reds. Final 4 games before the All-Star break.
They got to turn things around, not just in general, but against Cincinnati. Reds have been a tough opponent for Milwaukee.
Chris Young with the bases loaded. Roberts doubled to start the inning. Bloomquist and Upton both drawing walks. A changeup from Wolf.
Ain't trying anything. Anything but the fastball to get ahead early in the count. That was a good pitch.
Inside corner. Fastball that time. It's 1-2. In that Brewers comeback against Minnesota when they were down 7-0, they had a key home run by Nigel Morgan in the 6th inning of that game. So they got him back in it. If your glass is still half full. Swing and a miss. And something to cheer about for the Brewer fans here. Randy Wolf strands of bases loaded.
Off before they had to come out to the heat.
Before we get going, I need to have a chat with the bratwurst. Now, you know, I'm a big bratwurst, famous racing sausage fan, but for Clements. But you're having a rough season. Is anything I can do to help? 1 or 2 wins. What's going on? Everything all right? Yeah, no response. It's not good. It hasn't been good.
It's the Clement.
Wow, Rock. I mean, this goes down as one of the all-time great pre-race speeches. The Brat comes from behind.
Now that's an effort. Did you see the effort at the end?
A finishing kick by the Brat.
Just about all season long, about right there, just give up. Yeah, put the head down.
Arms
check it
flailing.
out. Yeah, nice job.
You know what? I am very impressed that you took the time to call Brat out. I don't think you called him out so much as you encouraged him.
I just wanted the Brat to understand that it's been duly noted that it's been a weak effort this year.
So the Brat wins a rare victory tonight. As Gomez flies to right, and an easy play for Upton.
I am proud of the sausage. The Clements bratwurst. Did a nice job tonight. Now, one win is one thing, but you just hope that this momentum for the Bratwurst continues.
It was very impressive. It's a very exciting Clement sausage race tonight. Hopefully that won't be the best part of the night, but that was pretty dramatic. You got to feel good about yourself after that.
It's not often I have a heart-to-heart with something and I have to look at the mouth, and I'm about 3 feet from the eyeballs.
You couldn't really go eye to eye with the Brat.
And I'm not going to look up. That's a sign of weakness, isn't it?
When's the last time you had a heart-to-heart with a styrofoam sausage?
You'd be surprised.
Bobbled by Johnson. Still time to get Hart for the second out. Well, here comes Prince Fielder with 2 away. Prince was named the National League Player of the Month earlier today. Cliff Lee won the Pitcher of the Month. Fielder with 10 home runs during the month. He drove in 27 runs in the month of June. Ryan Braun won Player of the Month in April. And Fielder wins it in June. He also hit .337 during the month. Deserving honor for Prince. The numbers for Fielder that earned him this honor, and it was, I don't know about unanimous. They didn't release the voting, but everybody I spoke to in the media and the broadcasters, it's an easy choice this month with Fielder and Cliff Lee.
10 home runs and RBI a game in the month of June, and perhaps his stiffest competition is over there in that Diamondbacks dugout, Justin Upton. He had a good month of June as well.
Yeah, the kind of month that propelled him into the All-Star game. As Fielder rips one deep right field, and there it goes, a tape measure shot for Prince Fielder. Number 22 of the year. Fielder with his second RBI of the game. It is 7-2 Arizona as Fielder does big damage. Boy, that was way back.
Yep, a good extension on a 2-1 pitch. Well, Zach Duke with the 6-run lead, figuring I'm going to throw him a fastball. Yeah, Prince looking for it. Watch where it ends up. Middle in, and Prince got good extension on it. And way back, second deck, about midway up those bleachers and right.
Betancourt on the first pitch. Bounces out to third base to end the inning. So Fielder gives him something to shout about here at Miller Park. A booming home run by the big fella. Number 22 of the year. He is one back of the National League lead, of no doubter. 7-2 Arizona. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Airtran, go, there's nothing stopping you. And by the Miller Lite Vortex bottle, taste greatness. Our Toyota game summary. The Diamondbacks lead 7-2. Prince Fielder belting his 22nd home run of the year just a moment ago. Justin Upton has a home run for the Diamondbacks, as does Gerardo Parra. Arizona got 4 in the first, 3 in the third. The Brewers getting both of their RBIs from Fielder today. Had an infield hit in the first and that home run in the 6th. Randy Wolf is out of the game. Marco Estrada is on to pitch. He just got to the mound, so Estrada will be given time to get loose, get into the game. Estrada in for Wolf, who goes 6 innings. Also some defensive changes. Betancourt was taken out of this game after his last at bat. Josh Wilson moves from left field to shortstop, and Matt Gamble is now in left. So Marco Estrada.
Yeah, pitched yesterday, a third of an inning, walked the batter, struck out a man. Inherited 2 runners in the 9th inning. That was Marco for 2 1/3 innings in Minnesota on Saturday night that set the stage for the big comeback. Scoreless baseball. Let's see if we can do the same here tonight.
Well, our Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin text question tonight from Matt, and he wants to know, which players do you think most deserve to be an all-star that isn't? That's always a good question. The all-star snubs. The thing about the all-star game in Major League Baseball, it can change so much here from now until the all-star game on Tuesday, with injuries, with starting pitchers who pitch on Sunday becoming ineligible. But I think you'd have to look at, a guy like Andrew McCutchen, maybe. That's a big all-star snub on my list. He's had a great year with the Pirates. Paul Konerko over the American League has certainly put up the numbers to earn an all-star bid, and you figure he might end up there after all. He's from the Phoenix area. He's from Scottsdale, so he would love to perform at an all-star game in his hometown.
I don't know if it's a snub or not, but I thought John Axford had a good shot at the all-star team. As good as he has been lately.
Well, Estrada picking up a strikeout to start the 7th inning as he gets Montero.
Yep, fastball up, and Montero swings right through it. Back-to-back strikeouts for the Diamondbacks catcher.
Even with a 33-man all-star roster, which is 8 more players than a regular Major League roster, you're still going to have snubs. It doesn't matter how many players you have.
Yep, always going to have it. Not everybody that deserves it is going to be able to make it, that's for sure. But I do like the rule that, if you're a pitcher and you can't pitch, you're not on the team.
Yeah, that certainly helps the managers out. As
Right.
Nady flies out to center field, 2 gone in the inning. Barack, you mentioned the big comeback on Saturday night. Marco Estrada was at the center of that. The Brewers scoring 8 unanswered runs. They came all the way back, and they did all of the damage beginning in the 6th inning. Nigel Morgan had the 2-run homer. He eventually had the 2 RBI double off the right center field wall that tied the game, and then Morgan would score the winning run on George Gataris' single. Gataris was hitting in the spot vacated by Braun that day, and he delivered with not only a 2-out RBI single, but a 2-out 2-strike hit.
Well, Michael Morse with the Washington Nationals.
That's a good call.
He's part of the internet vote. Internet vote involves Shane Victorino, Andre Ethier, Todd Helton is on the internet voting list. Michael Morse, and as you mentioned, Ian Kennedy.
So who gets your internet vote at this point? Michael Morse?
Michael Morse is a guy that's had a nice season for the Nationals, you betcha.
The American League internet vote is Paul Konerko, Alex Gordon, Victor Martinez, Ben Zobrist. Joe Madden was talking about Ben Zobrist as a guy, if you're trying to win an all-star game, a switch hitter who can play a number of different positions. Adam Jones of the Orioles also on that list. He was one of the prize pupils of John T-Bone Shelby. Talk about making a major league outfielder. Adam Jones was an infielder when he was drafted. John Shelby's been the outfield coach, or was the outfield coach with the Orioles. Took him under his wing and made him a Gold Glove caliber center fielder.
I guess Paul Konerko gets the nod in the American League. He's having a big season. Brewer fans were able to elect a couple of guys in that internet vote. Corey Hart and Jeff Jenkins.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Jenkins a few years back.
So I guess it's going to come down to who the folks in Milwaukee and Wisconsin think should be on the team. I mean, around baseball, Brewer fans have a good reputation of being actively involved in those votes.
They know who has been naughty and nice as far as the All-Stars go. That was the one of the most impressive moments of the 08 season. There were a lot of great things to come, but when Corey Hart drew more votes than David Wright in 08 for the final vote in Milwaukee up against the Big Apple, and Hart was voted in. That was very impressive. Gave you a look into the power of the Brewer fans. Corey Hart still thankful.
They go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Davey and Craig getting you set for Brewers Live postgame coming up. Zach Duke, how about his performance? His previous 11 starts here at Miller Park, his teams have never won. Pitching very well today. What have you liked?
Well, he's been able to throw strikes and get ahead in the count. And it's a tale of two different pitchers, where Randy Wolf has pitched well against these Diamondbacks, but not tonight. Zach Duke has not pitched well against the Brewers, especially here at Miller Park. He's throwing a gem right now.
All right, what are we expecting with our on-field instructional coming up? You guys going to tool around the on-deck circle?
Well, that's right, and just talk about the tools of the on-deck circle and responsibilities as on-deck hitter.
All right, something new to look forward to. B.A.?
All right, thanks, Craig. Thank you, Davey. Former American League All-Star Davey Nelson. What will your role be tonight, Rock, in the on-deck circle? Be in charge of the pine tar?
Pine tar and the glue stick, perhaps, and we'll talk about the donut. And again, some of the responsibilities of the on-deck hitter.
No big leaguer that I know of actually stands in the on-deck circle.
Right.
Even though that option is there for him, that's where all the stuff hangs out.
Rosin bag. That was a big pine tar and rosin bag. You get the pine tar on there. And knock the rosin bag on the pine tar a little bit. Get it nice and sticky. Take 3 swings and sit down.
Josh Wilson with a base hit. Single to right.
But I felt good doing it.
But your bat was beautiful. Well prepped. And hardly scuffed at all on the 3 swings and misses. Miller Lite, what's on tap? Tomorrow, no television. Final game of the series with the Diamondbacks. Thursday, we're back on the air at 6:30. The Reds are coming in. A 4-game series. 6:30 is airtime Thursday and Friday. 5:30 airtime on Saturday. Narveson against Homer Bailey on Thursday. As we mentioned, Gallardo against Colemanter tomorrow. Now the Brewers need a jolt from someone other than Fielder. Zach Duke pitching into the 7th inning tonight. Got a couple of lefties coming up here in Kataris and Gamel. And George waves at that breaking ball. Well, you never know. A long ball here makes it a 3-run game. I'd like to put a little pressure on Arizona. Sam Dimmel is loosening. He was the winner yesterday in a scoreless inning.
Yeah, Dimmel showed a pretty good arm out there yesterday. He's got a good fastball.
Cardinals winning big over the Reds 8-1, 9th inning. Pirates have beaten the Astros tonight 5-1. Pittsburgh now 4 games over. There's a base hit by George Kataris. And now the Brewers have a little activity. Back-to-back hits. And Matt Gamble coming up.
And knock one out of here, make this interesting. I see Kirk Gibson talking about how long you're going to go with Zach Duke. You got the left-hander up. You figure he's going to keep him in here for them. And just fights one off in the left field as George Kataris keeps the inning alive.
Sending Josh Wilson to second. Safe at second. Safe and secure New York Life. Now Wilson started it with a single to right. Kataris to the opposite field as well. Zach Duke will stay, and here comes Matt Gamble.
And probably his last hitter right here.
And Ricky Weeks on deck. The Brewers are more than capable of putting a crooked number on the board. And now would be a good time for it. 2 on, 1 out. Gamble's first at bat. And he got under it. Boy, Gamble knows he just missed it. That is out number 2.
Had a good pitch to hit, too. And that was a fastball right down the middle. Gamble attacking early. Got a good pitch to hit. Just got under it. Yes, indeed. Just missed it. Got it down on the end just a little bit. Looks like the Diamondbacks are going to leave Zach Duke out there.
Well, this is a risky move.
Yeah.
We've got Dimmel loose in the bullpen. Kirk Gibson is going to trust Duke to get through this inning. Ricky Weeks narrowly missed a home run back in the 5th. He hit a line drive right at Parra. at the plate, presented by Wendy's. If Ricky gets any elevation at all under that last line drive, it is way gone. He whistled one out to Parra, who's a very good outfielder, and he almost knocked it over his head.
He spun around and able to pick up the baseball and make the catch. That didn't look good doing it, but he made the catch.
Bouncing ball back to the mound, and Zach Duke is going to get out of it. That was the shot right there. The Brewers strand 2, come up empty in the 7th.
Against the Diamondbacks tomorrow, things are looking nice. Not only are we going to keep things partly sunny and rain-free, it's going to be nice and comfortable at 76 degrees. Those winds from the north at about 7 to 14 miles per hour.
All right, Amy, thanks. And hopefully the roof will be open tomorrow for the day game. You know, you can call the hotline to find out.
Right.
Roof closed tonight with some thunderstorms in the area. 7-2 Arizona. Brewers had a big shot in the 7th inning to get some runs on the board. Back-to-back hits with 1 out. But Duke gets out of it. And he is through 7, allowing just 2 runs. You figure Duke is done for the day. His spot due up next. Ryan Roberts will lead off here in the 8th. He's never beaten the Brewers at Miller Park.
Yep, 0-6, and when he was pitching for the Pirates in his starts, 11 starts, 0-11. Since 2005, his first year. That's amazing. Of course, the Brewers have had a lot of success against the Pirates here at Miller Park.
Well, it's the old saying, right? You're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad as you think you are. And those stats would eventually turn around, and Duke a great chance to win this one tonight. His team is up by 5. Only 2 runs driven in by Fielder. Casey McGee will make the play. Roberts retired.
Hey, for just $18, get 1 Terrace Reserve ticket to select Brewers games and 1 2011 admission ticket to the Milwaukee County Zoo. Plus a Brew Crew and the Zoo t-shirt. For details, call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com/zoo.
Here is Willie Mo Pena pinch hitting. Has 2 home runs as a pinch hitter this year. One of them came yesterday in a home run against Sean Markham. He has 3 hits as a pinch hitter, 2 of them homers. He's driven in 3 runs. He almost hit one out of Miller Park completely yesterday.
Yep, over the Harley-Davidson deck out there, and he got a Sean Markham slider and hit it a ton. It was a hanger.
Well, it was the beginning of the comeback for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pena wasting no time. Pinch hitting in the 5th inning. And if it doesn't hit that stairway railing, that ball is going to go through the panels and out into the parking lot where all the Harleys are.
That big prospect back in the days with the Cincinnati Reds. Spent a year with the Red Sox. Just has not been able to find it, but he does have power.
I always felt like Willie Mo Pena, when his playing career was over as a major leaguer or a minor leaguer even, he was going to end up on that softball circuit, where they hit home runs. They do those demonstrations.
Saw him in Minnesota.
He has that kind of swing. He does that a lot too. And Estrada not messing around with a fastball. He gets him on a couple of good breaking balls for out number 2.
And fastball's up in the zone, and breaking pitches right there down and away, and he will wave at him. That's that middle speed, that hanging slider that he can hit a long way.
Two outs for Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist, formerly with the Mariners and the Royals. He's a good player, a guy that can play a number of positions, infield, outfield. Good hitter, good speed. I covered Willie Bloomquist in the minor leagues, Rock. I know you love hearing about the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Back in San Antonio.
Tell me all about him.
The big prospect back then. He was the big prospect prior to Yuniesky Betancourt of the Seattle Mariners coming up.
You mentioned Bloomquist has had a nice season, nice career as a utility player.
Down he goes on strikes. Marco Estrada doing his part. 6 up, 6 down, 3 strikeouts. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers running out of outs. Final 2 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic moment. Cal Ripken's final All-Star Game in 2001, or 1955 when Stan Musial hit a walk-off home run in the 12th inning. Tune into the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 12th, 7 p.m. Central on Fox to find out who won. Rally caps are on, and the Brewers are going to need all they can get. 7-2. They trail by 5 as we head to the home 8th. Nigel Morgan getting a nice hand as he is introduced as the pinch hitter. Aaron Heilman, the new Diamondbacks pitcher. Zach Duke goes 7 innings.
Yeah, Heilman having a tough season, and his second year with the Diamondbacks. He had a .450 earned run average last year with Arizona. Had some good years with the Mets. He was with the Cubs in 09.
Oh, 2 to Nigel Morgan. Morgan hitting .333. He had a couple of hits yesterday. Well, you got Morgan, followed by Corey Hart, then Prince Fielder. I think Niger's stepping into Tony Plush mode right there. And down he goes. Changeup from Heilman. And Morgan is retired. 1 away in the 8th.
Yeah, threw a couple of good changeups to Niger. That one down in the zone. Well, Heilman, in his days with the Mets, he had 2 pretty good years with New York. 2005 and 2006. ERAs around 3.5. Good sinker, and you saw the good changeup, but after that, after the 06 season, he really struggled.
Corey Hart into deep center field. Chris Young is back. And that one is up and out of here. A home run for Corey Hart. His second in as many days. Number 10 for Hart. And the Brewers chipping away. It is now 7-3 Arizona.
Now there's that sinker, and once again he leaves it up and out over the plate, and Corey Hart able to wait back and hit it high and far and out of here. Every one of Corey's home runs looks just about like that. A lot of air under it and just keeps going.
And now Prince Fielder, who homered his last time up. So Hart into double digits. 10 homers, 24 runs batted in now for Corey. That is a good pitch for Heilman. He's thrown 3 excellent changeups.
I remember him throwing that pitch, in his days with the Mets and the Cubs. It was basically sinker slider. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he got hit around so much. That changeup's a good pitch to lefties.
Diamondbacks with 4 runs in the first inning against Wolf. They scored 3 in the third. That is all the scoring for Arizona tonight. Marco Estrada has come on and shut them down the last 2 innings. And hopefully the Brewers have enough time to make a comeback tonight. 7-3 our score. Fielder with the first 2 RBIs, had an infield hit in the first and a booming home run in the 6th inning. One ball, 2 strikes on Prince. Fielder's only out was a line drive out deep to right. Upton made the catch just in front of the wall. Fielder broke his bat on that swing, but still able to hit it all the way to the wall. The only time he's been retired tonight. And he got him. Went back to the changeup, and Fielder is gone. Second strikeout for Heilman.
It pulls the string nicely. He's got good arm action on that pitch. Just like his fastball. Just chokes it off and has good sink as it gets to home plate.
Pitcher spot due up. It'll be Mark Kotze to pinch hit. So Marco Estrada is out after 2 scoreless. And Katse hoping to get something going here with 2 away. Casey McGee on deck. Another changeup. Tried it again. There's a lot of discussion earlier today on who was going to play left field. I think the concern for Ron Renicky is running Mark Katse out there for a 4th consecutive game. Always bothered by a sore back. He's had a ton of back problems in his career.
Plus, you give Josh Wilson an opportunity to get out there and get some playing time. He got a base hit tonight. I don't think he got a fly ball.
No outs for Wilson. He picked up a couple of ground balls out there. But you knew he could do that.
And looked real good doing that.
Man, he was right on his game. That was his wheelhouse.
And just like you said, you know, in Minnesota, Matt Gamble playing third base for the first time in a long time and never got a ground ball.
Usually they find you when you're out there for the first time. 2-2 to Katse. Another changeup. That was up in the zone. Actually a fastball, I beg your pardon. And it's still 2-2. And Katse pulls that one into right. A base hit. There we go. Mark Katse singles with 2 outs.
Yeah, Katse way behind the fastball, and it looked as though Mark was up there after that first pitch that he swung at, a changeup. He's looking for changeup right there, and it was a pretty good pitch. But when you're looking for it, you're able to wait back, and even when it's down, able to hit it hard into right. Good at bat by Katse. Ron Renicky saying he's looking much better at the plate.
Yeah, Katse starting to get his hits now. Here's McGee with 2 away. Casey is 0 for 3. The Brewers need a big hit right here. 7-3 Arizona. Got a man on with 2 outs. All 3 of McGee's outs on the ground tonight. Out in front of that one. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Gallardo tomorrow. The pressure stacks up on the starting pitchers when the team is struggling.
Gallardo's used to it. Had a tough time his last time out.
1-2 to McGee, and that one just missed. Can Casey McGee turn his season around? That is the $1 million question. And a rough first half for McGee. 2-2. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Anthony Randazzo, the home plate umpire, flinched on that pitch and called it a ball.
Right down the middle, but apparently a little bit low. Tough pitch to take.
You got to know Heilman doesn't want to lose McGee here. 3-2 the count. Should get something good to hit. Runner goes. Casey draws the walk. And now they're starting to make some noise at Miller Park. A 2-out single by Kotze. Now a walk from McGee, and here comes Josh Wilson.
And a little angst in that Diamondbacks dugout.
Actually, it's going to be Craig Counsell instead of Josh Wilson.
Well, you got Counsell and Jonathan Lucroy left on the bench. Ryan Braun, but he's not available. That'd be something to see Bronny come walking out of that dugout.
Now, Braun tried to take batting practice earlier today and had to shut it down. And unavailable for the game. Calf strain, an upper calf strain on his left leg. And can only be a cheerleader here tonight. The Brewers down 4. Got the tying run in the on-deck circle in Kataris. Counsell trying to get him an at-bat here in this 8th inning. The run is in on a Corey Hart home run. 2 on, 2 out. And Counsell pops up a bunt. That'll go foul. Gives you an idea of how Counsell's feeling about the way he's swinging it right now.
Well, you know, he's trying to do anything he can to get that tying run to home plate. I mean, in ordinary circumstances, that's not a very good play. You want to try and drive in a run, but Counsell trying to just push one down the third baseline. You had Roberts way behind the bag at third. A good idea for Counsell. If it works, you bring Kataris to represent the tying run.
2 on, 2 out. Heilman deals, and Counsell fouls it back. 0-2 the count on Craig Counsell. Tell you the way Heilman has been throwing the changeup. He has been tough on left-handers in this inning. He struck out Nigel Morgan. He struck out Fielder on the changeup. The 0-2. 1-2.
And it doesn't seem to be willing to throw it as much to right-handed batters. And in this inning, that's far and away his best pitch.
One ball, 2 strikes. Counsell takes one inside. Count evens at 2-2. Craig Counsell had a 3-hit game against St. Louis, part of that 3-game sweep of the Cardinals back in June. That was on June 10th. Has not had a hit since. This would be a big spot for one. A little tapper to the mound. Heilman makes a play, and the inning is over. The Brewers get a run on a Corey Hart home run, but that's it. They strand 2 more. And it is 7-3. Under the lights of Miller Park, the roof closed tonight on a Tuesday night for baseball. The Brewers and the Diamondbacks, second game of the series. Arizona winning yesterday, and a 7-3 lead here tonight as we go to the ninth. Zach Braddock will work the ninth inning.
Fifth appearance and is being recalled from AAA. He's had a rough time coming back. 4 runs in 3 1/3 innings. Was brought back to the big leagues on June 27th from AAA Nashville.
Nigel Morgan stays in the game to play center field. And Craig Counsell will stay and play short. The Brewers have stranded 2 runners in the last 2 innings. They've had their chances to fight their way back tonight. Down 4 in the ninth. It'll be Kelly Johnson to lead off.
Hey, Marco Estrada's done a nice job his last couple of appearances. 4 1/3 scoreless baseball.
Well, Estrada goes 2 scoreless tonight with 3 strikeouts. Retired all 6 batters he faced.
And how important is that when you only have 6 relief pitchers?
I'll tip your hat to Randy Wolf as well. It could have been a night where Randy Wolf had an early exit. He had given up 7 runs through the first 3 innings. But he was able to go 6 tonight. Johnson out to Ricky Weeks, and it's in time for out number 1. Now looking ahead to the Brewers' 9th inning, Kataris will lead off, then Gamble, and then back to the top of the order.
And that's why the Diamondbacks have a left-hander getting loose in the bullpen.
Alberto Castillo is the left-hander loosening for Arizona. Justin Upton with 2 hits tonight. Waves and misses. Breaking ball from Braddock. Diamondbacks did all their work early. 7 runs. Upton was a part of that. Had a single and a run scored in the first. He hit a booming home run in the 3rd inning. His 14th homer of the year. Now 44 runs batted in. Upton still just 23 years of age. He is evolving as a terrific major league hitter right in front of our eyes. His on base percentage is .382 right now.
Yeah, done a lot at a very young age in the major leagues. Seems like he's been around a long time.
We saw Upton's debut in 07. He was 19 when he was brought up to the big leagues. In the air, deep center field. Back is Nigel Morgan with room. 2 outs. Just got under it, did Upton. Our Home Depot doing more on defense. Take you back to the Ricky Weeks at bat in the 5th inning with a man on. He hit a rocket to left. Parra made a leaping catch after he spun himself around. It's one of the hardest line drives to play, the one right at you.
Yeah, well, the Chucky Carr way to get on the highlight reel. You take a big route to the baseball and make a leaping catch, and all of a sudden you're a hero.
Even breaking out Chucky Carr.
Yeah, Chucky Carr reference. Chucky did that all the time. He took a bad route, went the wrong, took a bad first step, and ended up making a leaping catch when a lot of guys would just be waiting for it.
Chucky did a lot of things, but there was one thing that he didn't do.
Take 2-0. Chucky does not take 2-0. Never forget that in Houston. That was the first year of interleague play.
Chris Young Lifts one high in the air to Gamble. Like a pro. Gamble makes a play. Inning over. We are headed to the bottom of the ninth. Brewers coming up. Fill up that glass. Ending and a finish. Endings are imposed and inflicted. Back up the middle. Bencourt. Oh my goodness! My goodness! Did that just happen? Finishes are earned and celebrated. Morgan down the right field line. And the Brew Crew pull one out tonight. Nigel Morgan, a walk-off double. It's the last word. The closing act. The final step. The whole point. We don't remember the start. We never forget the finish. Fielder launches. Punch fielder. Ball game. Some of the great memories so far this year on the highlight reel, and maybe the Brewers can put another one on there tonight. Alberto Castillo takes over in the ninth inning. It's a 4-run game. The Brewers were down 7-1. Now it's 7-3. Castillo making his 5th appearance of the season, and instead of Kataris, Ron Renicky is going to go to Jonathan Lucroy here in the bottom of the ninth. Brewers need base runners.
Castillo pitched a scoreless 5th inning in yesterday's ball game. He's got a very tough arm angle for a left-handed batter. That's why you see Lucroy in there for Kataris.
Lucroy into right field. Back is Upton. And he's got it for the out. Hit it hard, but Upton makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. One away. And here comes Matt Gamble. Gamble's second at bat. He was up with 2 men on in the 7th inning. He flew out on the first pitch. Got a good one to hit from Zach Duke. But he popped it up and the inning ended. Duke goes 7 innings tonight, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. And he is in line for his first ever win at Miller Park. Gamble still leads all the Brewers minor league system in home runs. He and Brock Kelgard with 18 minor league home runs, setting the pace in the Brewers system. And he strikes out for out number 2. Our Menards play of the game, Zach Duke, looking for his 2nd win of the year. He was impressive tonight in 7 innings, just 2 earned runs allowed.
Only 1 strikeout, 87 pitches to get through 7 innings. You know, the Brewers were attacking early. He got some outs early in counts. Did a nice job keeping the baseball on the ground. Gave up only 2 runs in 7 innings. and looking for his first win ever at Miller Park.
Kirk Gibson's club just 2 games back of the Giants to start play today. 1 game better than the Brewers on the record. Giants are underway with the Padres. They have a 2-0 lead in the 2nd inning. Matt Cain is up for San Francisco tonight. Recently named an All-Star. Cardinals won. They beat the Reds 8-1. In St. Louis, Jaime Garcia now 8-3. He beat Volquez tonight. Pirates beat the Astros 5-1. So Pittsburgh at 45-41. Pirates will leapfrog the Brewers in the standings if this one holds as is. St. Louis leading Pittsburgh by 1.5 games in the Central. If the Brewers drop this one, it'll be 2 back for Ron Renick's club. And they show up tomorrow afternoon for the finale of this series. Brewers down to their last strike. Nigel Morgan next. If Weeks can reach base. And he lost him. A 2-out walk. You need Prince Fielder to hit this inning. If he comes up, he'll represent the tying run. Milwaukee 2 base runners away. Morgan and Hart have to reach.
No options for Ron Renick. He has used everybody that's available. No right-handers on the bench except for Ryan Braun, and he is not available.
It's a tough matchup for Morgan. Sidewinding left-hander. Castillo stands as far on the first base side of the rubber as possible, just to create a little more angle.
And then his first step is more toward first base than to home plate, making it even more difficult for a left-handed hitter to track that baseball. Tough for him to pick it up.
Two balls and a strike. It's going to be Castillo's last hitter, you would think, regardless. Either the game ends or Gibson's going to go to his closer. 2-2 the count. Gibson has hardly moved from that spot, like a statue standing there, watching everything. His eyes are always moving, just like when he was a player. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weeks over at first. Again, the Brewers down to their last strike, and Morgan slaps one to left. That is a big league at bat for Nigel Morgan.
Yes, it is. Castillo got one up in the zone, and Nigel did not budge that front shoulder. He stayed right in there. Watch it. Just stayed right there and slaps it into left field to keep the inning alive. That is a nice at bat for Nigel. And the Brewers still in business, bottom 9.
Well, if nothing else, they have forced Kirk Gibson and the Diamondbacks to go to their closer here. So Castillo is out, and a pitching change. Hart coming up. Fielder is the man you need to come to the plate. is maybe going to give it a go here. He walked to his manager between innings, and Ron Renicky immediately went to Roger Kaplinger, the head athletic trainer. And we'll see. As of right now, it is Corey Hart against David Hernandez. So Hernandez, the Diamondbacks closer, in the absence of J.J. Putz, and he has been tough. And a big fastball with an excellent breaking ball. We saw him yesterday. He struck out the side of the ninth inning to save his fourth.
Yeah, good curveball, and because Fielder represents the tying run, he's on deck, becomes a save situation. And Ryan Braun will hit for the pitcher if it gets to that point.
If Braun does bat in this inning, he'll represent the go-ahead run. Hart trying to get Fielder to the plate. 2 on with 2 out. Corey Hart homered his last time up, and he has homered in consecutive games for Milwaukee. On the ground to third, this is Roberts, and the out at second base. The ball game is over. The Diamondbacks win it 7-3, and they have won the first 2 games in this series. Well, much more still to come on this game. Craig Deshawn, what do you have coming up on Brewers Live?
Well, we're going to get inside the Brewer clubhouse. The Brewers have now lost the first 2 games of this series, their first back-to-back home losses all season long. Rough road for the Brewer crew. We'll find out what's going on when we come back to Brewers Live.